All right, gonna wait for a couple people to get on in. Let's check out some stuff here. Think I'm live. Yeah, I'm live. Okay, cool. Very, very cool. It's a beautiful Saturday here in Denver, the Mile High City. And I'll wait for a few people to get on in before I get started with the comment show. Hope you're all having a great day. I usually do this comment show during the day on Saturdays. I can never say exactly what time, but approximately 1 Eastern time is when this show gets started. Like I said, I'm going to wait for a few people to get on in. Make sure you hit the like button if you're watching on archive. What's up, Canada? Nice to have you in there, my friend. We're going to hold off a couple minutes, let some people get on in. Kakawate, welcome on in. You guys aren't going to want to miss this. Not only is it a comment show, but I will be talking about the mass shooting in Texas. I'm sure you guys are going to want to hear my thoughts and feelings about that. Obviously terrible, but we'll get into it. Alfredo, welcome. Welcome on in. Thanks for joining. We're going to wait for a couple more people, and then we will get started with the comment show. So happy you all can join us. Happy to see you, Bud Grower. Nice to see you. Welcome on in. Like I said, we'll wait for a couple more people. Hit the like button. The more people hit that like button, the more people get into the show. I am happy. Welcome, Jonathan Mazzilli. My bud, welcome on in. Thank you guys so much for joining. Ellie, welcome. Nice to see you, hon. Hope you're feeling better. Lots to discuss today. Let's go ahead and get started. If my sound bites ever decide to work, you know how that thing goes. All right, welcome everybody to the MLH Comment Show. Thank you so much for joining. This is the show where I read the comments that you guys leave me during the week. Today's going to be a little bit different. It might be a slightly extended show because I will be talking extensively about the Texas shooting and what went on there. There's more information coming on in, but we will get to it, I promise. Angel, welcome on in. Damn right, Sanford & Son. That's my little... I paid for that to be done 8-bit style, and that's the result, so I'm happy you guys like that. Okay, let's jump on in to the comments here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Give me the one if you can see that clearly. I never know. I always like to make sure before I, blab on whether or not you guys can see and hear and all that type of stuff, but it looks okay on my end. It's all good. So let's go ahead and get started here. You guys are going to, this is going to be an extremely awesome comment show in one aspect because I got a lot of hate this week. So we're going to go over the hate comments in just a minute. You guys can guess what type of hate I get, but it is what it is. Right on, Jonathan. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Okay. Matthew King on the post that I wrote about the shooting, and I just made a couple of observations in that post because, information was coming in fast and furious about all kinds of different aspects of what happened there. And I'll tell you my feelings in just a minute. Wow, why did Tiffany Epiphany lose her channel? Everybody sign up to Tiffany Epiphany too. Ellie put the link in there. I'm sure all of us can sub to her, make her feel a little bit better. Let her know we love her, and I sent you guys, or Ellie sent you guys, and let's get her channel back up and running. I have no idea why she lost her channel. Probably some nefarious BS, but anyways, Matthew King says, Jacob Alvarado. Google this name, MLH. I did, in fact, Google Jacob Alvarado, Matthew. Now, in my post, I posted that the cops were cowards. And I stand by my statement that the cops were cowards. I'll go over it in a little bit, but specifically about this Jacob Alvarado. All right, I looked at the story. The story, and it could change because the stories have been changing left and right. The information that the police are giving you over there has been something of big time mystery for some stupid reason. I mean, just tell the truth. I mean, we can see right through you. Mitten, what's up, Scooby-Doo? Welcome on in. Thank you. I'm doing great, Scooby. I'm glad you could stop in. Hopefully you can stay for a little bit because there's lots to unpack in this show today. So I did look up Jacob Alvarado. Jacob Alvarado was an off-duty Border Patrol agent that was getting a haircut when he got a text that his daughter was in peril in that school. And he did what any parent would have done, right? He borrowed a shotgun from the barbershop owner, went over there, had to wait for the tactical team to decide what they wanted to do, and went in and saved his daughter, right? Very, very nice story, right? But here's the rub. Here's what I don't like, okay? There were other parents that wanted to do the same thing. Why is it that Alvarado, an off-duty Border Patrol agent, was allowed to go in there, and other parents were being handcuffed or pushed back or not allowed to go inside that I tell you what, I've got another comment here that's coming up that you guys aren't going to want to miss, and it basically explains what most of us would have done if we had the power. All right, let's move on to the next comment on the same post. Kip, Knowledge is Power LA. Make sure you check out his channel. He's an awesome auditor, good dude, supporter of the channel. So check him out. At crime scenes where someone has passed, they're out there joking around and making plans for the next day. They have no feelings. DeShaney versus Winnebago and Town of Castle Rock versus Gonzalez is the reason they will continue to be cowards. Thanks for sharing, MLH. Okay, thank you for commenting, Kip. I really do appreciate it. He's referring to the cases where the Supreme Court has ruled that officers are not responsible for our safety. Okay, big one was Castle Rock, Gonzalez v. Castle Rock. That happened just south of Denver here. Awful decision as far as I'm concerned. If these guys aren't there to protect us, right, which most of them still have, and still to this day, Denver has protect and serve on the side of their vehicles, then what are they good for? What is the, what's the reason? Hey, King Solomon, welcome on in. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. Yin Yang, welcome on in. Thank you guys for being here. They didn't save anyone at the Parkland incident. That's exactly right, Mitten. That's awesome, Scooby-Doo. Welcome. I got super happy. Okay, so, they're not responsible for our safety is the big takeaway from those cases, and it's very, very apparent. Let's move on here. Alfredo, same post, says, and Alfredo's in chat, if that's what happened, I agree, but I feel if it was cowardice on law enforcement behalf, or was it a catastrophic breakdown of chain of command and lack of leadership the community paid in the end? It's all of the above, Alfredo, and I will get into it. Okay, I promise I will give you my thoughts after I've had I didn't want to post right away when it happened because sometimes emotion gets the best of you and you say stupid things when you're emotional, right? So let's, I've had a couple of days. We've all had a couple of days to contemplate and think and get information. So now that we have a little more level head, we can go into a conversation, a lot more level-headed. You understand? All right. Police are only good for generating revenue for the state. They are not here to protect nothing but their paycheck. Yes, Mitten, you're exactly correct. All right, KJ, friend of the channel, always in the chat, says on the same post, no reason they couldn't send a 3-man team into that room. They didn't have to wait an hour. There were no heroes in any of those departments, Border Patrol, Sheriff, and Police. They all need to quit or be fired. And I totally 100% agree with you, KJ. Every single one of those officers that was in front of that building that did not rush in to help, at least, go and see what the hell was going on in there, deserves to be fired. So thank you for the comment. I do appreciate it. Matthew replied to that with except Jacob Alvarado. And I actually think that's not an accurate assessment, Matthew. I do appreciate your opinion. But Jacob Alvarado had a skin in the game, right? He had a daughter in there. And he had an advantage that nobody else had. He was a Border Patrol agent, right? So why did they let him go in and not the other parents? He's no hero. He did what everybody else would have done in that situation. If my son was in there, if my daughter was in there, I think I'm going to wait for this this other comment coming up, and it's very, very stark before I tell you what I would have done. All right. Let's see. What else we got? McDonald, welcome on in. Thank you so much for joining. This is the comment show. Let's get into more comments here. I had a little bit of a viral video that you guys have all checked out. It's the Tyrant Officer Groves video. If you guys haven't checked that video out, I'm sure all of you have. It's about 10 minutes long. I cut it out. I didn't edit anything from the point where I walked up to the fence and back, so there was no editing in that fashion, although I did take it from a stream, so technically it is an edit, but it's with full context, and that's the way I always will operate. I did, however, do a nifty little thumbnail and the intro and outro, and the intro and outro I actually had Road Dog. I want to give Road Dog a little bit of credit. He helped me out with that. But I did put together that video, so I'm getting better, y'all. I hope you guys enjoy the new kind of cut out of the live stream. If you're on the live stream, you see it live, but if you're not, then this is a way to get more people involved. By the way, I'm about 170 away from 3,000, so please tell your friends, family, acquaintances about the channel. I could definitely use the sub. I'm only 170 away from 3,000, which is awesome. I never thought I'd get there. Paul Hello says they want people to hate them so they can act like people hate them. I think there's a little bit of that too. They like the attention. All right, 420 on my post about the Texas shooting said, well said, MLH. Thank you very much, 420. Really appreciate that. King Solomon, who's in chat, says, what up, MLH? What's up, Solomon? Nice to have you in the comments and nice to have you in chat. Really appreciate it. Michelle, welcome on in. Matthew King, nice to have you in here as well. I just commented on a couple of your comments. Caucasian Sasquatch, welcome on in. Thank you guys so much for joining the show today. It's a very kind of special show. We're going to be going over quite a bit of territory, which we've already covered, but we're going to continue to cover. Same post, Jamie Todd says, Supreme Court ruled that the police have no obligation to protect the public. One of the most outrageous things that bootlickers don't like to acknowledge. This is fact, right? Bootlickers will bootlick, right? I mean, dogs will hunt, bootlickers will bootlick. I mean, it's a fact of life. I mean, you could point out something, that's completely obvious right in front of their nose, and they refuse to acknowledge it because they're just bootlickers. That's the way they are. All right, Hawkfan says, total failure on multiple fronts. It's even worse seeing both sides. The politicians use it to try and fit their agenda. Shaking my fucking head at this country. Yes, it's politicized. I mean, it's plain and simple. The duopoly is not working in this country. I mean, it's always status quo. Nothing ever gets done. I'll be talking about that too in a little bit. V-Smoke says, unfortunately, common sense is not so common. Thanks for having common sense on the same post. Thank you, V-Smoke. I think that's the first comment I've ever seen you comment. Thank you very much for commenting. Officer Blee the Flea is what I call him. I know it's Blea, but it's spelled like flea, so I called him Blee the Flea. Gets grilled. Tony says, well, at least he did not shoot the dog on sight. I'll never forget the cop that murdered an innocent, loving animal on film. Yes, they are very cruel, and it is very fortunate. There was a dog in the video that was kind of roaming loose, and it was fortunate he didn't shoot it. Tyrant Officer Groves, visit Nick Groves' house, Steve Bass says. I will not do that. I won't. I mean, even though it's readily available, you can find Nick Groves' information online, and feel free to protest or whatever. I do not suggest doing that in any shape, form, or fashion. I do my best work by getting out in the field and getting these guys on the job. There's no purpose in me standing in front of somebody's house and doing a one-man protest that would most assuredly get me arrested and cause more fervor than what we need. Bleed the Flea again. King Solomon laying the hammer down on these pigs. You always have my support, MLH. Facts. Right on, King Solomon. I appreciate that. I do have quite a following now. I mean, it took some hard work, and I will continue to do hard work. Next comment from Bleed the Flea. Lacey R gives me the thumbs up and the strong arm. So thank you very much, Lacey. Appreciate it. Bob Ryle on the Officer Groves vid says, love your new intro song. It is new. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm not very good at technical type things, but I think I'm doing a decent job with it. I think I've got my niche. I was looking at other people's videos and how they look. This is going to be my signature. These are how my thumbnails are going to look. My videos are going to stay the same. They're going to be unedited, other than everything of relevance is going to be in there. I will not make a cop look worse than what they look, or myself look better, like a lot of auditors like to do. Let me read. Let's see. Let me read. Kip, thanks for joining. I did mention you earlier. Thanks for joining. Knowledge is Power LA. Right on. I am on the front lines, King Solomon. Intro song is lit, Matthew says. Well, thank you very much. Michelle, if they have no obligation to protect, we have no obligation to acknowledge. It's our choice to live, since the cockroaches will kill for no reason. That's a great point, Michelle. All right, next comment from Pellone says, great work, MLH. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much, Pellone. Pellone's always in chat. He's a good dude. Really like Pellone. Let me also mention that these videos are kind of catching a little bit of virality, and by that, for my channel, they're in the thousands now instead of the hundreds. And I can't thank you guys enough in chat, because you guys are the true, fans of the channel, subscribers of the channel, and everybody out there that has hit a like button or shared or told their friends or whatever. I do appreciate. So the channel's it's got an upward trend right now. Let's keep that momentum going. I'm not going to stop anytime soon. Hopefully I'll get some more videos for y'all. All right. Scotama, who I believe is Jamie, says about the mustachioed, the moment with the mustachioed. The mustachioed show is going to be next Saturday, June 4th, and the guest is going to be Caucasian Sasquatch, who's in chat. So you guys are going to want to make sure you check that out. 8 Eastern on Saturday. Actually, did I let me look at my schedule here just to make sure I didn't flub up. I don't think I did. Yeah, it's Saturday. Now, normally I have the All Requests live show with Strange and Unusual, but we're going to have to postpone that next week in lieu of the mustachioed getting his moment in the sun. Now, the 5th, the day after, same time, I will be doing a mod day, which will, it's always awesome. It's always a good time. So hopefully you guys will join on Sunday as well. And we'll have just a rollicking good time. Okay. Let's see. Would be epic to see the mustachioed interview Grandma Flex. This one coming up is going to be awesome. Appreciate that, Jamie. I really do. Caucasian Sasquatch is an awesome dude. I'm sure he's going to give the mustachioed a piece of his mind. And, There you go. ATL Auditor, you got it on the same post. Thank you very much, ATL. ATL's got a great channel as well. Man, a lot of great channels. Follow me and I follow them. John Doe says the cops hand stuff out to the homeless just piss off the auditors. See, here's the thing. All right, the thing about this Blee the Flea video that I got, this guy plays for the camera, okay? This is not the only occasion that I've caught him not offering food and water to the homeless when there's no cameras on him. But then the minute you get a camera on him, he changes tune. And he starts going to his car, grabbing water and these Nutri-Grain bars and stuff like that. He pretends like he's really caring. In the same breath, he's putting up a vacate notice on people's campers. So, whatever. All right, on my morning checkup on District 4 video, Kelly C says, why don't we all get together and provide them a place to park? I feel like this is not doing much. It's a great point, Kelly C. As far as the homeless go, it's really tough type of deal, but there's only so much space. I don't have a lot of space. Like, if people tell me all the time, well, why don't you let them live in your backyard? I mean, if I had a 5-acre backyard or something, yeah, no problem. I do it. Jamie says, loving the new intro. Keep up the good work. And I thank you very much, Jamie. Very, very much. Shirley says, Blee, act like that bad man in the white van heading out cheap treats to kids so he can hurt them. It's pretty much the sense that I get when I'm out there, Shirley. Very good observation. Teresa, struck by lightning, says they can't handle the truth. You guys got to check out this video because I really do grill Blee the Flea, as I call him. I give him the 1-2. I'm like, hey, how come you're different? And I kept insisting that he answer. And he eventually gave me an answer, not what you guys want to hear or what I want to hear. I just wish he would tell the truth. That's, and Michelle, who's in chat, says, I keep on not answering. See, he doesn't want to answer the question, and then, he's like, well, there's no difference in the way that, yes, there is a difference. I just caught you, and then he comes up with some BS excuse about waiting for the guy to come out of the tent. You guys got to check it out. Smell coming off that grill is delicious, Russell says. Thank you very much, Russell. Beth Meadows says, thanks for checking up on everybody in District 4. Thank you, Beth, for commenting. Ismael Cortez says, brother, stay safe. I'm always as safe as I can be when you're around maniacs with guns, Ismael. I mean, it's part of the gig. You have to take risk when you're out there. You're a good actual man, Travis Cruz says. Bunch of comments from Travis here. He says, robots. They are robots. Nazis, yes, you can. They're almost Nazis. I mean, other than putting people in concentration camps, I don't really see the difference. What a good little cop. Oh, what service to us all. The homeless, the downtrodden. Oh, he's such a humble, strong man. Not sad. Thank you, Travis, for your thoughtful comments. Really appreciate it. Regan, welcome on in. Yeah, I know. Say thanks. Yeah, I wished it was that way. I mean, he only does it when there's a camera, though, on Regan. That's what I was pointing out. Thanks, MLH, for the cameras. Keep up the great work, Pallone says. I will try to do that, Pallone, as much as I can. John Doe says the homeless guy remains positive. He has no idea what the cop is doing to him. And this is in response to the checkup I did on D4, where, I keep telling people, don't talk to these guys. They're not your friends. I do as best as I can. I know Regan is out there doing the best she can to tell people the same thing. You can talk till you're blue in the face. They just don't listen. They think these guys are friendly and they're friends, and they just aren't. They get themselves in trouble all the time. Great work as always. Another camera on them is another good cop. Another cop held accountable. Somewhat. This is my new channel with my first cop watch. I checked it out, Jamie. I think I left you a comment on your channel, Scotoma1, but I did check it out. Here's something that Jamie really observed with Groves when I did that video on Groves, right? He had his hand on his gun the whole time, and that's very disturbing. If he could shoot me, he really would, and that's a really scary thing. Cops are data collectors. Yeah, pretty much. That's what they do. Good morning, Regan. Hope you're having a great day. Um, oh, did you see that, Regan? The 3:30 a.m. gathering of the D4 cops at the strip club, PTs. I did. I made sure and go as soon as they saw me. Though I don't know if you noticed, Regan. They kind of like left. You know, they I caught them all at the strip club. She's referring to that live video. I should cut that out and put it as its own standalone video. Regan, what do you think? Should I cut that out and put it out there for everybody to see in short form? I think I should. I think I might. I forgot about that, but yeah, I think I might do that. Thank you for being out there. Of course, Regan. I mean, I'm a warrior. I'm gonna do what I can. It doesn't always work out. You know where I live. I live on the clear opposite side of town, so it's not. Sometimes it's not practical for me to get up, but I get over there as often as I can. And I also got some stuff brewing over in Aurora too, so I've got to hunker down and think about a couple of things. By the way, I did get a response from the Aurora PD for my complaint when I asked for body cam footage. Now, my understanding is if the officers do an infraction like they did with me, shining their cameras in my, or shining their spotlights in my camera and ruining my video, the city's supposed to pick up the tab for that body cam footage. But I did get a bill for that. So I don't know what to do with it. Like, I mean, are they going to throw me in jail if I don't pay it? I really don't understand how that works. But they did send me a bill with the camera footage, which, by the way, didn't show anything. It was heavily retracted. There's a lot of camera footage that should have been there that isn't. I'm wondering if all those officers on scene did not have their body cam footage on. So it'll be super interesting. It was $70, Regan. They gave the first hour apparently is free, and it's like $39 or something every hour. So I need to get with you, Regan, actually on that specific issue, because I've got something brewing, and I'm not paying them. At least not initially. I mean, if it's going to cause me trouble, I mean, $70 is, when is Mustachioed going to drive the car? That would be badass. You never know, King Solomon, because the Mustachioed's been known to take things not of his own possession, i.e. my channel. So, by the way, there's unfinished business with Regan and Mustachioed at some point. Maybe the Mustachioed will finish up his little investigation on on Regan. But all right, let's see. Shout out to Colorado. Yes, a lot of people from Colorado in the chat right as we speak. They released it with that outpayment. It's yours. Yeah, exactly. Well, I think the way the law is written, Regan, I think this was just kind of a warning shot to me. The way the law is written, if the cops do an infraction and you're entitled to that body cam footage. So I think they gave it to me knowing full well that they weren't going to get any money. Send them a notice of payment dental. I don't know what that means, Jonathan. Let's see. They also released it without giving you a cost estimate with your consent for proceeding. Exactly. Do you see how they treated that guy who wanted help on my channel? They treat him like, yes, ATL. They do that all the time. All right, let's continue on here. On the Groves video, police are heartless when it comes to the homeless. They definitely are, Vicky Chavez. Thank you for pointing that out yet again. Catch you later. Never oink back. I want to get away from calling cops pigs, because pigs are cute and they're clean, and cops are neither. They're more like cockroaches. I like calling them cockroaches. Michael Wilcutt says, why didn't you help him so he wouldn't become homeless in the first place? Okay, this is the first of hate comments that I'm going to be getting into, and we haven't even started. This is actually one of the more mild ones. Thank you for the comment, Michael Wilcutt. There's only so much one person can do. Regan can tell you that ad nauseum. She is a warrior out there. She's tried over and over. She's helped countless people try to get out of homelessness. Some of them do not want to get out of homelessness. It's a lifestyle choice, which you should respect. But we should also respect people's right to live with dignity and not be bothered by these cops every 2 weeks or every day, in some cases. All right, on the Groves video, Robert Fitzsimmons, you're going to have to leave. Why? Because I said so. Childish bully with a badge. That's Groves in a nutshell. And he did, if you guys watch that video, he had his hand on his gun the entire time. Intimidation tactic. Ginger Boss Audit said, thank you for sharing MLH. These tyrants need to be exposed. Indeed they do, Ginger Boss Audits. I've never been to your channel. I need to go do that. Maybe after the show I'll go check your channel out. But yes, indeed. Mr. Wilson on the same video says, is anybody going to clean up that pile of trash by the gate? There's also some debris by the fence. This is another great point. When they do these, they don't call them sweeps. They call them cleansings or cleanings, right? Hey, AC. AC's in chat. What's up, AC? Nice to have you in there. It's not really a cleanup. They'll take some of the major stuff, some of the stuff that's actual property of these homeless people and throw it in the trash, and they'll leave it. The rest. They're not going to sit there and do any cleaning, Design advice from John Doe about my video says, now that's an intro. So appreciate that. Humanitarians, the kindness shows, and you gain followers. Vagrancy rights are not enforced, and vagrancy social workers are needed, not cops. Keep working on your intro, shorten it, and move more to the end. I'm not an expert, John Doe. I did the best I could, man. It's as good as I'm gonna get. I'm not playing for clicks and views, to be honest with you. If it happens, it happens. Cooking with Lulu, who has a great cooking channel, and she's feeling a little bit better, I think. Says on the same video, wait a minute. So what exactly would happen if you help people? What exactly would happen if you help people who are in distress? Is that a felony or a misdemeanor to help a homeless person? And is that even within their jurisdiction? What if their family members, would it still be okay? What pieces of shit. They really are pieces of shit, Lulu. And all I wanted to do was grab cowboy stuff. If you guys watch the video, DMA and I wanted to grab cowboy stuff and take it out of the perimeter. That's it. I wasn't even going to record in there. I had my recording going, but you guys could see it clearly was in my pocket. That's not what I was interested in. I was interested in helping Cowboy with his stuff. Haters are going to hate Kip. I am going to show them a little bit of love. I'm going to read their comments, which is, more than what most people do. Yeah, clean up. The official city language is clean up, Regan says. So there you go. Everyone who is homeless needs mental health care. Absolutely 100%, Ellie. Absolutely 100. Cheryl M says, douche nozzle award. Yes, Officer Groves has a long history, and I've seen Officer Grove on Regan Benson's channel before. He is an absolute tyrant, and that's why I called him a tyrant. I like the new artwork on your lead-in. Thank you, Jack Brown. I worked hard on it. It wasn't easy coming up with the scheme, and I decided that since I was a Miami Vice fan, it kind of looked like that, so hopefully you guys like it. Smeger Smeghead says, everybody report your disgust at this officer's behavior. Reporting these guys, unless it's an internal affairs thing where they get a bunch and it's really, really egregious, I don't know if it matters, to be honest, Smegers, but we do what we can and we report. If we spent all our time reporting the nonsense, I think Regan and I would be at District 4 every day with something different. That's how bad they are. They're super disgusting and super corrupt at District 4. District 4 is one of the worst. District 6 pretty bad. District 5 is pretty bad. District 2, they're all pretty bad. 4 seems to be about the worst. And don't get me started on the Aurora Police Department at all. Let's see. They ended up taking cowboy stuff to storage. I know, Regan. It's just a bunch of nonsense. And Groves is a drunk. True story. Yes, he... look at his face, Regan. You can tell. Jamie says it's people like that cop that keep human evolution from progressing. I totally agree. New intro, very nice. Jonathan says, thank you, Jonathan. I know you're in chat. Thanks for the kind comments. I've been getting nothing but love about the new intro and the thumbnails and stuff. It's kind of a new look for the channel. Hope you guys enjoy that. I mean, I worked fairly hard on it. Color schemes and, I don't know. I kind of, I mean, I didn't want to spend too much time on it, but it is important. So I decided to kind of change things up a little bit. Shirley says, that was a long day for you. I just happened to be awake and checked my phone when you just started. The whole day was ridiculous and disgusting about the sweep. I remember Nick the drunk. He has that red glow of a drunk. See, even people that watch these videos can tell. All of them were pieces of you know what. I like how you had to blank out your expressive words, and I will be doing that. I will be editing out like bad words on those, so that way YouTube never has an issue with them. I'm glad I watched the whole live. I thank you for being there for the homeless, even though the crap cops wouldn't let you in. It was nice DMA showed up for support. Also, thanks to the subscriber who supported you with encouragement and some with addresses and phone numbers. I think that was Ellie. But there were a couple others in there, with all kinds of stuff. Prayers for the homeless, because unfortunately there will be more sweeps. No doubt. There's like at least one a week that I know of, and sometimes 2 and 3. Roar Transparency says, that cop just made my blood pressure rise significantly. He has no business being a public servant. Nick Groves is a menace and a danger to society. Let's see. Ellie says, nobody can say that there's any good police department anywhere. You might find a good police officer here and there, but you will never find a good police department anywhere. Absolutely 100% correct. And I happen to think, you know how like people say, the few good or few bad apples theory? I have a theory. There's very few good apples in the police department. That's my theory. I can't say they're all bad, but 90 to 95% of them are bad apples. It's the opposite of what bootlickers think. Pallone says he was hungover. That's why he was mad. He had to be at work. Thanks, MLH, for the camera. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Pallone, again. Yeah, he did look like he was on a hangover. I mean, Regan knows he's had a history of being drunk on the job and just stupid behavior from that officer Groves. Sasquatch says, sorry sir, you're not permitted to volunteer for community outreach. Return to your pod. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. They wouldn't let me help get cowboy stuff out, and that's super redonkulous. All right, Bernie said that the 80s night on the All Request Live show was so much fun. So thank you, Bernie. Jamie said on the last comment show, Woot, can't wait to see the next episode of The Mustachioed. That's going to be June 4th. Don't miss it, 8 Eastern time. And then Mod Day the following day on a Sunday at 8 Eastern time as well, I believe. I have to look at I'll make sure and put out a post on it again, just so everybody is reminded of the times. But for sure, Mustachioed Saturday the 4th at 8 Eastern. So check that out. All right, now we get to the fun stuff here, guys. Held for review. Now, nothing is held for review here, but there are hidden comments. So let's take a look at the hate. Oh, later, King Solomon. Appreciate you being in here, my friend. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, they sweep 3 to 4 days every week, Regan says. Yeah, that's, yeah. I'm with you, Kip. I do homeless outreach usually on Mondays with food, and I don't always put it on camera. I don't know. I just don't always like to do that. All right, now here's the hate comments for the most part here, guys. Red H from Manchester, UK. Check this one out, guys. Have you ever thought about employment? Get a job whereby you contribute to society instead of being an unemployed moron. Who says I'm unemployed? You don't know me, Red H. And also, why would you go into the red herrings? Why don't you just take a minute to look at the channel and see what I do before you go into the red herrings? You're absolute trash. And, you don't even deserve like my time of day. If you're gonna say a stupid comment like that without knowing me, without knowing my situation, knowing what I do, then I have no need for it. So guess what? That comment's getting removed because it's ridiculous. All right. Here we go. Here's the comment about the shooting that I want to talk about. All right. Sam Beer, this is very astute. He says, if my kid was in that school, I'd be going to get him. I would be heavily armed. Any pig that got in my way would be dead. All cops are on low IQ, egotistical, psychopath cowards. Sam, this is a very astute observation because this is what I was trying to tell you guys earlier, and I wanted to wait to get to this comment. This is very poignant, right? So I don't necessarily think that the off-duty Border Patrol officer was a hero, right, for going in and saving his own kid. Because if he would have got a text that something was going on, do you think he would have went inside that? If he didn't have a kid inside that building, would he have went in there? Would he have even showed up? He was in the middle of a haircut. Would he have even showed up? Possibly. I doubt it, right? He might have showed up to shoot the shit with the other pieces of crap that were outside for an hour that did nothing. But as far as going in, no, I don't think he would have went in. And I agree with you, Sam. If my kid was in there, I would have been heavily armed too. And there would have been no way they would have been able to not let me inside that school. They would have had to shoot me dead, which they probably would have. If you looked at the footage of what happened there was a mom that got handcuffed. There were other parents begging, pleading with the cops to go in to do something. For an hour, they sat out there and did nothing. They're all cowards. Every last one of them. An absolute coward. So thank you, Sam, for pointing that out. I really wanted to get to that comment, and I'm glad we got to it. Big difference between being homeless and choosing to live off grid. Nobody truly, and I mean truly, wants to be homeless. Those who think they do are just not well enough, to be honest. Yeah. Sam would be outnumbered in firepower. He'd be dead. Yeah, probably, Regan. Which how stupid is that? They'd rather shoot somebody on the outside of the building than actually go inside and do their damn job and save kids' lives. So yeah, I agree with you. They need to take a motel room and put the county's money and tax dollar money, make a place for the homeless. North Carolina has 3 places for the homeless, and that's what they did. Motel room. I've said this for a while. I wish that we had an angel investor, like a billionaire or millionaire, that would buy about a 10-mile, square radius of land near society, not out in fucking Watkins like idiot Polis wants to do here in Colorado, and warehouse what he calls warehouse the homeless, like way away from everything. I wish that somebody would buy like a 10-mile plot of land and let people set up there, but put out toilets and trash cans, and maybe build a mental health center, a rehab center right near there, something of that nature. But that's, what am I talking about? That's utopia, la la land stuff. All right, Nathan Dodge says, what is slum? Why don't you get off the drugs and get a job? Wow, Nathan Dodge. What a comment. If by drugs you mean smoking weed, I mean almost everybody here smokes weed now. It's legal. So are you suggesting that I don't do something legal? You want me to do illegal drugs, Nathan Dodge? Is that what you're suggesting? Get a job? My job is to hold these people accountable. That's what I do. So there it is. I said it. All right, Nathan Dodge. See you later. Ellis Ritter. Another loser sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. And this was in response to the video I did with Aurora Transparency versus... I told you I was getting a lot of hate, guys, so we're going to go through it. I don't think you can call any of us losers, Ellis. We risk our lives doing this. So to call us a loser is just... I think that's inappropriate. I think you should stick to doing something other than YouTube. Maybe read a book or two. Mary Welch. I love this comment, guys. You could tell this person is racist right off the bat. This Mexican is an idiot. Get a job, dude, and leave Officer Blee the Flea alone. I added the flea in there, but Leave him alone. Good luck, Mary. There's no chance I'm leaving this guy alone. I'm gonna be like a flea on his fucking head. He's never gonna get rid of me as long as I'm alive. And I know Regan is the same way. As long as she's here, she's not letting shit go. So, good wishes there, but it's not going to happen. I'll never stop until I die. Delmar Olson says, why do you act the way you act first? You care about the homeless, but then you do worry about the dude that has no license plate on his homeless vehicle. That's not a homeless vehicle. You're worthless, dude. Why don't you invite the homeless to your house? This is the dumbest, stupidest, most asinine, unthoughtful comment, guys. Check this out. Why don't you invite the homeless to your house? How about that? I hate the cops as much as you do, but we got to get the homeless off the streets. It's not right. Do you see all the trash out there? Why don't you start picking it up? Why don't you do something like the cop is trying to do? His job. All you do is out there cry like a little bitch. I ain't hating. I've been here much longer than you have. I've seen it, been there, done. Really, dude? I mean, you have no idea. You have no clue, Delmar Olson. This is so stupid. Let's see. Help the homeless. Invite them to your house. Get them off the streets. Pick up the street. Quit being a little bitch. Where do I begin with that comment? You can tell the people that watch my channel, as opposed to the people that don't watch my channel. Road Dogs, what's up, man? Nice to see you in there. Let's see. That comment made me mad because I know he does not do drugs. He don't smoke cigarettes. Yeah, exactly, Scooby. MLH, tell him how about he take the initiative. Yeah, well, how can anyone expect them to trust anyone when they can't trust themselves? Tell them to take the initiative. Yeah, I know, man. I mean, it's dumb, man. It is what it is. I mean, if you're not getting hate, you're not doing it right, McDonald. You know what I'm saying? If people don't respect what I do, then, I mean, more power to him. All right, American Rights said, what a piece of shit, bully of freedom. He'll do anything he's ordered, even if it's against the law. And that's, yeah, of course. I mean, that's their MO. Sarge says, these dumb pigs don't care, can't help but earn the hate. They interact horribly with the people on camera thousands of times every day. I don't know why that comment was potentially inappropriate. It wasn't at all inappropriate. Coffee Luke 1 says, effing pigs earn the hate, deserve beatings. Yeah, I mean, these pigs are worthless clowns, tyrant thug pigs, pirates, pieces of crap. That comes to us from JB Engineering. I think that pretty much says it all. Chris Murray says, only a pig, I prefer cockroach, Chris, just to let you know. Only a pig would stop people helping the homeless. You can't really argue with that. What a hate-filled Nazi prick. I agree. Groves is one of the worst of the worst. He is terrible. Jamie, welcome. Nice to have you in here. Okay, there's the comments all. Let's circle back to our conversation about what happened in Parkland, all right? Cops are liars. Cops are cowards. And they shouldn't be exalted by anyone. They're nobody's friends. And this is going to be a common theme on my channel. And it has been since the start. Cops are not our friends. They are not our protectors. They are not our saviors. They are not our heroes. They are nothing. Okay? They are nothing but tyrants. They are nothing but scumbags. For the most part. I'm giving an estimate of 90% of all cops, and this is not based on anything but anecdotal evidence that I have, that I've seen online, but 90% of all of them are worthless cowards who want to do nothing but take your money and throw you in jail or kill you. Those are the options. Take your money, throw you in jail, or kill you. We've seen example after example after example after example of this. And the latest example is these idiots in Uvalde, Texas, who stood out there. First of all, let's look at the logistics of this thing, right? The police station was 1.5 miles away from the school. 1.5 miles. Think about how long it takes to drive 1.5 miles, guys. I want you to envision yourself in your car, right? Without emergency lights, with just casually driving 1.5 miles. How long do you think it should take you to get there? Maybe a couple minutes. 3 at tops if you're running into traffic or whatever. These guys could have been there in about 2 minutes, right? 2 to 3 minutes. And it took them 15 minutes to get there. 15 minutes. 15 minutes to get to an active shooter at a school. Then when they get there, they don't know what to do. They stand there. They stand there. They hear the gunshots, right? Over and over. Pow, 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 pow. They stand there. They stand there twiddling their thumbs, deciding what they do. This is very reminiscent of what happened at Columbine. I don't know if you guys saw the video of what happened at Columbine, the Columbine massacre. Cops stood out there. The Jefferson County fucking idiots stood out there. Didn't know what to do, like deer in the headlights. If you're not there to help in that situation, what are you there for? What are you there for? It took an off-duty Border Patrol agent to come and talk with the tactical team to actually go in there and do something. And that was only because his daughter was in there. Think about that. An hour later, it's all over. But by then, 19 kids and 2 teachers are dead. What would have happened, right? What would have happened if the first responding officer with the one for backup, right? 2 people, because you always need backup, right? Can never actually be a hero and do something on your own. What would have happened if somebody would have went in there? Would those kids have stood a chance? Even at the 15-minute mark? Ask yourself these questions. And then ask yourself, why did the cops lie after the fact, right? You got this guy that blatantly lied to a national media presence the day after, right? The director of security or whatever the hell, that guy with the hat that was, with the glasses that was just sitting there talking, yapping, talking about how there was an armed officer at the front of that building and he confronted the shooter, but somehow he still got in. What kind of bullshit liar just lies like that, right? Next day, another guy, his underling, comes out and says there was nobody at the front. So which is it? Was there somebody or was there nobody? Right? What happened there? You know what happened there? The cops cowered like little babies. The kids inside that school were more heroic than any one of those piece of shit officers that were there. An hour went by of full terror. These poor kids were scared out of their gourds. Let me read the comments here. That's just like when I went to the emergency room because of my back, and I said, well, if you get too bad off, call 911. I said that would be a cold day in hell before I call any cops to my house. Yeah, I don't do that either. I remember that shooting, the trench coat mafia. I lived in Aurora when that happened. Yeah, knowledge. I've been here all my life, man. The Columbine shooting. Police don't want your money. Your government wants your money. Police are just a group of government soldiers who take personal equipment in their soul of destroying people to feel better themselves. Good point. Keep in mind, the shooter did not have armor on. You simply had a play carrier with which bullets will go right through. Exactly. So they could have ended it real quickly, Matthew, and they chose not to. Should not take him long at all to get to a school that was uncalled for and then stand outside for an hour. That's uncalled for. The cops are cowards. That's my point. Cops are cowards. Bank on it. when people say defund the police, abolish the police, right? People get in an uproar. The bootlickers get there and they cry. You know, oh, what it would be total anarchy, total chaos, total, you know, like it isn't now. When you're on the streets and you see all this shit go on, you see arrest after arrest, shooting after shooting, you know, stabbing after stabbing. When you see all this stuff play out in real time, then you really understand it. If you're not out on the streets seeing this stuff, then you have no skin in the game. You can't say anything. You know, you watch the videos that others put out there of these guys, and then you tell me, are these good people? Do these people care? I think we've proven it over and over and over again. Regan has proven it over and over again. I've proven it over and over. K-Dot. All these people that are out here with cameras shining a light on these assholes have proven it over and over and over and over again. Anyways, I want you guys to comment down below when this video is over. Let me know what you think about everything. You think about all the comments I got. You think about the success of the past couple of videos, you know, catching a little bit of steam. I mean, they're not like, you know, San Joaquin numbers or anything, but for my channel, I'm pretty proud of the last couple of videos, and I do like the new look. Let me know what you think of the new look, all that type of stuff. You know, the shooting, comments help a ton, guys. Any comments that you can put on any of my videos, just take a second and comment. It helps. Interacting with the comments always helps. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being here. I don't want this to be too long. I don't want to ramble. I've got a lot of work to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this one. But I do have a couple of things to plug. Let me go back to my channel here. I want to see. Okay. Here's the lineup then, all right? June 4th at 8 Eastern, The Moment with the Mustachioed Episode 2 featuring Caucasian Sasquatch will air. So that's at 8 Eastern on June 4th, right? So that's a Saturday. And the reason I did it as a Saturday is because I didn't want to interfere with Caucasian's main show on Sunday. So Saturday, special time and place for Moment with Mustachioed. It's going to be June 4th at 8 Eastern. June 5th, the next day at 7 Eastern. All right. So an hour, you know, before. June 5th will be Mod Day. Hope you can join that. That's going to be super fun. Everybody has a great time there, kicking people off. We'll be discussing stuff and just having a great time on June 5th. So June 4th, make sure you tune in for the Mustachioed. The Moment with the Mustachioed, special guest Caucasian Sasquatch at 8 Eastern time, and then June 5th, 7 Eastern will be Mod Day. I do want to talk about mental health before we take off here, guys. Mental health is super important. If you're having trouble in your mental health life, make sure you reach out to somebody that you know, love, and trust. In lieu of that, my email is mexicanlonghair@gmail.com. I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, or a counselor, but sometimes listening does help. I do get back to all of my emails. But if I'm not getting back to you in a timely fashion and you're having a crisis, just remember, somebody out there thinks you're their favorite. Also, there is a 1-800 suicide prevention hotline. It's 1-800-273-8255. Make sure you call that number and get the help that you need. There's also a chat line. If you don't like talking to people on the phone, you can type in mental health chat in your browser of choice, and that will get you to where you want to be. Okay, let's see. I want to thank everybody in chat. Thank you so much. I am happy. Ellie, thank you for all your help. Knowledge is power. Michelle, Hawkfan, Matthew, let's see. Kip, thank you for joining. Really appreciate that. Matthew King, Scooby-Doo, Jamie Todd, Hawkfan, McDonald, Regan Benson. Make sure you check out Regan's channel. Nothing but fire on her channel. It's a good stuff. She's an awesome person. I love Regan. Road Dogs, thanks for joining. Did I miss any? Caucasian Sasquatch. Check out his channel. It's going to be on the Mustachio Show on Saturday. Next Saturday. Make sure you check it out, 8 Eastern Time on this channel. ATL Auditor, thank you so much. King Solomon, thank you. Mike Stevens, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Michelle, thanks for joining. And that is about it. I believe there's some other people that I missed. If I did miss you, I do apologize. Yin Yang, thank you for joining. Ginger Boss, welcome. I did comment on your comment. You're going to want to replay the show so you can hear my response to your comment. Ginger Boss, thanks for being on in here. I really do appreciate it. But that's the end of this show. Thank you guys so much for joining. Now, tonight, I will be doing a show with Strange and Unusual. It's an all-request live show on Twitch, twitch.tv/MLH Rocks, or just search MLH Rocks at 8 Eastern. I will be on the air with Strange and Unusual. We do just request, so you can request a song and I will play it for you. So make sure you join. It would be a ton of fun. Thank you so much in advance for joining. Thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate it. I know some people got in late, but just catch the replay. Comment in the comments below. It'll give me more comments to talk about next week. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the shooting. I'd like to hear your thoughts on anything that happened during the week, homeless sweeps, etc. I do appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much for joining. Make sure and join me next week, hopefully same time, and we'll have a ton of fun discussing the week as it was. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you later tonight on twitch.tv/MLH Rocks at 8 Eastern. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day. Stay safe.